Hello and welcome to Leadership Wednesday. This week I want to give you an update about successful storytelling. I drawing on a book called 7 Stories Every Salespeople Must Tell from Mike Adams. I posted below in the first comment. It's a very interesting book and very practical, and I want to summarize the book in just one session today. In almost every setting in your life you can use stories. And we're living in a day and age where storytelling becomes much more important, because basically what you do on LinkedIn and also especially on Facebook and Instagram, you're sharing pictures and stories. And people have images in their head helping them to connect what you do and who you are through a visual way. And that's basically the same what you're doing with stories. And stories you can use in every situation. You can use it, for example, when you're talking with a job applicant. You can ask him if he can give you a situation and explain how he solved the problem. And that leads to a story. And especially when you're talking with customers or with the people reporting to you. It's non-threatening way of transporting truths, and in many cultures, especially in countries like in Asia, but also in other countries, it's very good way of bringing some truths and sometimes uncomfortable news without being too confrontational. Let me give you 4 points how you can improve your storytelling. And if you're following these 4 rules, I can guarantee almost that the story will be a success. The first thing is you have to do a setting. You have to explain from your own life what was the setting before you get the solution. What was the task? What was the problem? And explain this into a way which is connecting to the current situation. For example, when you're facing a customer with a certain problem, try to find out a story from your own experience and connect it to the existing situation. So you're bringing your experience on the same level like what your customer or your salesperson has. The second one is you're going from the setting to the complication. And you talk about why the project almost became a failure. Again, that is something very important for connection, because usually the setting is clear. The customer sees the problem, or at least part of the problem. For sure he has tried to solve the problem and the task before he called you. But most likely he was unsuccessful. So to make this connection from the situation to the complication and the failure is a very important one. But then in every situation you have a turning point. Most likely the hero appears on a shining white horse and he or she has the solution. Also, the failure is part of the story. The discovery of the turning point is very important, because you don't want to end up in depression, but rather you want to have the success and the solution what you provided. And that leads to a final outcome, the resolution and the success. The complication, what we had before, is resolved. The hero transformed the situation and you learn something out of value for the customer. So you're making basically a point. And this point proves the intention what you had in the beginning. If you follow these 4 easy steps, I can guarantee that you can connect on a very deep level. Most of the time a presentation is too technical, and too many facts and figures, and people getting bored very easy. But especially when you have a one-to-one setting where you can share from your life, you can open up and you can explain some of the stories what you had and how you solved a similar situation. And I can guarantee you that people like to listen to the stories. Make it as visual and graphical as possible. Don't lie, but make sure it's a story and not just sharing some other facts. What are your experiences with using stories in your sales talks, in your talks with customers, or with people reporting to you? Let me know and share some of the comments below. If you have any questions, I'm here also for you. And then we see each other next week. Thank you for watching. Have a good time.